What we're hearing is that French President Emmanuel Macron has hosted the Prime Minister for a private dinner at his official residence. The Prime Minister, who arrived in Paris on Thursday on a two-day official visit, was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the airport. Geeta continues to be with us. Geeta, talk to us a little more about those developments.
Well, this again, Sneha, has become a very important feature of Prime Minister Modi's visit abroad, that the leaders host Prime Minister Modi for a private dinner, apart from a state banquet, should the visit be a state visit. We saw that recently in the United States of America, where a day before the state banquet, the night before when he landed, President Biden and the First Lady had hosted him for a private dinner. Again, a very rare occasion for leaders to host the guest dignitary for a private dinner if it's a state visit, because there is going to be state banquets today in France as well. And despite that, last evening when Prime Minister Modi landed in Paris, the French President hosted Prime Minister Modi for a private dinner at his official residence at the Élysée Palace. So again, a very important message that the ties are not just formal. It is not just about the historic ties between India and France, but also the growing camaraderie and the growing friendship and rapport between the leaders. So French President over here reaching out to Prime Minister, to the Indian Premier with a private dinner. It was a very small gathering of very close people, and he was indeed welcomed at the airport by none other than the French Prime Minister. Again, the level of engagements that we are looking at in France between Prime Minister Modi and the French leadership goes to show the importance France is attaching to this visit. So a small rendezvous is what Arindam Bakshi, the spokesperson of Ministry of External Affairs, has called it, between friends, that is Prime Minister Modi, and the President of France, President Macron. So it was a private dinner. Again, a very important feature now that has been added to Prime Minister Modi's itinerary by the host countries,
Right.
only to attach and show importance of India for that country,
Right.
this time being France.
Geeta, I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us all of those developments and all of those details. And staying with the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to France, it's day 2 of Prime Minister Modi's France visit. The Prime Minister will be the guest of honor as the Bastille Day Parade in Paris on Friday. This is a 269-member Indian Tri-Services contingent of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force that will be a part of the Bastille Day celebrations to be held at the Champs-Élysées in Paris. 3 Indian Air Force Rafale fighter jets will also be a part of this grand parade. After the parade, the Prime Minister will attend a lunch hosted by the President of the National Assembly of France and also meet prominent personalities. On his first day of the visit, the Prime Minister expressed his gratitude for the Indian diaspora living in France. Addressing the members of the diaspora at the La Seine Mosque, the Prime Minister went on to laud India's growing popularity in the world. He also went on to say that India and France are united by culture and films, and that bond between India and France is stronger than ever.
कल मैं अपने मित्र प्रेसिडेंट मैक्रो के साथ नेशनल डे परेड का हिस्सा बनूंगा। ये आत्मीयता सिर्फ 2 देशों के नेताओं के बीच नहीं है, बल्कि ये भारत फ्रांस की अटूट दोस्ती का प्रतिबिंब है, रिफ्लेक्शन है। पिछली बार जब मैं फ्रांस आया था, तब तय हुआ था कि फ्रांस में पढ़ने वाले भारतीय स्टूडेंट्स को 2 साल का पोस्ट स्टडी वर्क वीजा दिया जाएगा। अब ये भी निर्णय लिया गया है कि फ्रांस में मास्टर्स करने वाले भारतीयों को 5 साल का लॉन्ग टर्म पोस्ट स्टडी वीजा दिया जाएगा। कुछ विशेष संघ है, संघ भी है, अलग अलग रंग भी है और चारों तरफ उमंग भी है। ये वाकई अद्भुत है। भारत फ्रांस की स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप के 25 साल के उत्सव का इससे बेहतर तरीका और क्या हो सकता है।
Our managing editor Gaurav Sawant is with us this morning. Good morning to you, Gaurav. I want to begin by asking you why and how this really is a big day with India's presence at the Bastille Day Parade. You've of course been spending time there, 2 days. How big an honor is really today for them?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke of India-France strategic relations in the past, present, and his vision for the relationship in the future, where he said that the people of India living in France also had a very critical role to play in taking this relationship forward. The Prime Minister laid out his vision for a prosperous India and the roadmap for that prosperous India, where India and France together work for the betterment not just of the two countries, of the people of the two countries, but for people of the developing countries at large. What was extremely critical was the fact that the Prime Minister also spoke of 5-year visa for Indians doing master's degree courses here in France, and that brought a lot of cheer amongst people who are visible, who are present here. What was also interesting was to note that the Prime Minister spoke of the relationship being taken forward not just at the level of the governments or businesses, but people to people and at the level of academics. That is something that will spur this relationship forward in his vision.